Welcome back to the ultimate Reverstanian Empire. That is a fine name for a country if I've ever heard one. Better than Turkey, anyway. No offense to anybody who lives in Turkey. Is that what is it called in Turkey? Like, like Germany's not called Germany; it's called Deutschland. I don't know what the Turkish word for Turkey is. Maybe it's Turkey. Who knows? And then I guess they were speaking English. I don't know. Whatever. You get the idea. But ultimate Reverstanian Empire. I like that. All right, let's get on with it. Just do a real brief recap. What are we doing here? We're working on armament effort, and we're going to keep working on armament effort because we want more armament, and in particular, infantry equipment whenever we can get it. Yeah, decisions. Yeah, not too worried about them. I want to get the steel works, and reforming the Ottoman Empire would be very nice. And as far as research goes, well, yep, we're researching things, trying to get our military, army divisions going as best we can. And diplomacy. Speaking of diplomacy, oh, look, it brought us right to Iraq. That was probably the last thing we opened, right? Or maybe. So let's go ahead and, I don't think there's any reason not to justify this war goal ASAP. One of the things we want to try to avoid is these countries. Let's do Baghdad. I don't think it really matters how we justify it. There we go. So we have until October to get ready for this. So we'll justify that war goal. Now once we're sort of ready on Iraq, I'm not getting Iran would be real nice, right? But I'm not that worried about it. What we're trying to do here is, if we look around, we're trying to gobble up some land. This is France itself. I'm not sure. I guess they own that at that point. Yeah, see, countries that have all these guarantees and are, well, this is, I think, part of England actually, isn't it? But, we don't want to get involved with them too much. So we want to try to, get these countries. Now, I was looking around a little bit before I started up recording, and it's kind of interesting that Yugoslavia and Bulgaria haven't, been protected by anybody yet, right? So they're not even protected by the Kingdom of Romania at that point. So if we take a look, the reason I'm eyeing them up a little bit more is if we look at the resources, we have a little bit more aluminum here, which is kind of interesting. I don't think, is there anything else there? Just aluminum. But Yugoslavia might be a little bit tough by the time we justify on it. Maybe somebody else, because I think Italy likes to get involved with Yugoslavia pretty quickly. Now, if you play some of these other countries like Romania or ones that actually have their own tree, a lot of times you can make deals, but that makes it more complicated. We're doing the simple, let's get warmed up into Hearts of Iron Turkey, right? But we're going to try to take advantage. So I'm really, Bulgaria might not be a bad one to take if other things happen that were unexpected, like people protecting Iraq and Iran. But for now, we'll keep going there, or even Saudi Arabia, right? So we'll see what happens. Let's keep moving on, because we're not moving time forward, and I want to get through. So as far as trade goes, at this moment, we look like we're in pretty good shape. We don't need anything in particular, but if you notice, we now have tungsten, which is really good because that's going to let us make artillery equipment. So that was one of the reasons for going after Greece first, right? Now we're a little bit ahead of the technology in some ways, but we do, if we look at our research and we click here and we go to artillery, we can make artillery 1, right? So I think we want to start that pretty shortly here. Let's take a look at our construction. And I think I want to repair these things at a higher priority. Let's get the things that are broken, because I don't think they'll take that long. And then we'll get back to making civilian and military factories. But before this runs out, we could probably, just looking at it, we got these more things we can do in Greece here, though we did take over some of their factories. So if you notice, if you watched the last episodes, I wanted to get to 15. Well, we real quickly got to 15. So speaking of production and factories and the such, if you look here, we've got our infantry equipment. We took a lot of infantry equipment from Greece, so that's great, right? So we still want to keep prioritizing this, but we're not working on any support equipment. And now we do have the ability to add, like the artillery support equipment and the recon or the engineering company. I don't think we do recon yet, but I want to start getting some of that built. So what I want to do is just unclick here and click back for now, and we'll start getting some infantry support equipment made so that we can maybe start building it up before the war and actually add engineering companies if we can get enough of it going before we justify this war. And I also want to, now that we're, a little more capable, not totally, but as much as anything so we remember to do it, is I want to start making artillery. Right? If nothing else, just to get our ability to make artillery up from the red here. Let's move this up, lower than that. But convoys are the least on my list. And then in that same light, why don't we start, thinking about and putting it on our list at least, even if we don't do anything about it at this moment. At least we'll we know we're going to be geared towards making motorized and artillery. Now, the reason I'm not too anxious about this is that, we don't need motorized at this point. Now, we can make motorized divisions, but at least not until we take over oil. So, and we're just really not ready. Let's keep, we don't even have enough infantry equipment at this exact second. So let's just keep going with our initial plan of getting this infantry much, much stronger if we can. All right, so that's production and train and recruit. Yeah, we definitely want to come in here and edit this. We want to get this combat width to 20, and we have some military points now, but I don't want to change too much until we're ready to put some support equipment in, right? And I'm not going to probably save this, but I want to add an engineering company, which does a good amount to help. To help with our attack and breakthrough, and more helps with the defense, but it's just generally a pretty good company. It helps with our maneuvering, so we'll end up getting more. Like if we take that back off, you'll see we don't have any adjusters, but if we put this on there, it helps with our mobility in a number of situations, helps with our attack in different situations. So this is a real good company to put in there, get that in. Now, I do wish there was a little bit, estimated cost. Yeah, that's to produce one division. Yeah, I don't know, is there a way to see how much it would cost us to upgrade everybody, right? How much support equipment do we need? Well, I guess we could do the mathematics. Mathematics is always fun and useful in life. Manpower, infantry equipment is plus 10. Support equipment is plus 30. So right this minute, let's just assume all of these are infantry units pretty much, right? Well, these four aren't. So we got 26 infantry units. So times 30, that would be 7,500 or a little more, right? 7,800. So we need a bunch more support equipment. But hey, we're starting to make it, right? We're making the steps. We got 801. So we're going to make 3 a week or 4 a week. And that'll go up a lot as this improves. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll be able to add those before the war. And I don't feel like thinking about it any harder to know that we could or not. I'm sure you could, again, do the mathematics. We're either going to be able to add them or we're not. So we'll see what happens there. All right, so there we go. So there's our logistics. So yeah, I think we're in, pretty good shape. We're justifying our war goal. Let's start playing some time forward. One thing I want to do is I want to take out some troops out of here, and I want to attach them to this unit. And then this unit, I want to double click here and take them out and attach them to our attack unit, right? I probably could have trained those guys first, huh? Yeah, you know what? Let's do this and just set these 4 guys to training, and then we'll move them down to here just so they're in the same. They don't have to move once they get done, but we'll get them trained up so that they're not, that they're not weaker weakened by the so they'll get the plus 25 bonus. So that shouldn't take too long. Now these guys, yeah, this is going to be kind of our training army. I'll leave them go, but then, oops, yeah, what are these guys? These guys need a different symbol. These guys need to just be a regular army symbol. This is going to be where we ultimately, this will be like our army number 2, and this will be, like I said, this will be an attack force, but it's going to mostly be our like secondary attack force that we don't, yeah, not, I don't want to give the impression we're going to use it in defense, but it's not going to be our spearhead units. In other words, it's not going to be our toughest army. It's going to be kind of our second best army. Though they're going to be pretty even, especially in the beginning. But as we get tanks and stuff and more capability, we're going to put them into this army over here, right? This will be our best troops that we can field. The spearhead of our attacks. Yeah, so how are these guys? I guess we could, I'm not going to worry about training them. We'll wait till they're actually, we actually get recruits. Now we should be getting, focus. Yeah, let's just get in there real quick and start the next armament focus relatively fast there, right? So we're just going to go right down that armament focus. And that's good, because now we should have another factory. Let's see if that changes. Yeah, let's cut this and then put it back. And then that way we can start making a few artillery. Might be a bit of a waste, but I'd like to get at least a factory trained up and doing it, right? You know, we probably would be better off sticking with making support and infantry equipment, but you know, artillery is a dream of mine one day. And then the only other problem with doing this is, you know, I really want to make the next level. We got a few days left of, you know, I really want to get to the point like 39, start making this. But, you know, pretty soon we can research this interwar artillery, which will make whatever artillery we do put in there better. Okay, yep. Let's go against Iraq, right? Oh, wait a second. Uh-oh. That's the problem. How about Iran? Is that? So they haven't. Yeah, look, they're guaranteeing. They're guaranteeing the independence of Iraq. That's a problem. I'm not sure how prepared we are to take over. Look, I don't think we should continue with trying to attack them. I don't think we're in a position to fight with France. I mean, now, what is Germany doing these days? Are they like, you know, see, it's still kind of early for that. Yeah, they're helping nationalist Spain. Yeah, see, it's still like, if we could side with Germany, then I would worry about that, right? But I think we need to cancel this. Yeah, do we get any points back if we? Yeah. Yeah, no, we don't get any points back. But I really kind of wanted that oil, and it'll really make it harder to fight if we want to take over Iran. Can we even do that right now? Yes. All right. Yeah. Let's switch plans, because I don't want to get into a war with Iraq. I mean with France and England at this point. It's too early. All right. So let's. How are these guys doing for training? And they're still training. But let's take these guys and cancel all the orders. We're just going to have to wait for another opportunity, I think, there. So let's assign this guy to this front line, right? And then, yeah, this is going to be, in the past when I fought, I didn't have that problem. Like if you take over Baghdad, then you can open up like a big front. So what I'm thinking of is, yeah, I think we just need to push into, yeah, into there. And then, yeah, let's do another one, and we'll push towards Tehran, right? And then we'll hit tab a couple times, so, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our other purple army, which is going to be our secondary force, right? And I think I'd like to push them to the south. So hopefully we can get in here, and, yeah, let's assign them to a front. Okay, that's fine. We don't want any, we want them to, yeah, can we, I guess the thing to do, yeah, let's just see if we can't push like all the way down to here, because there's a few victory points, it looks like, right there, and then, yeah, and then we'll do another one like down to here. Hit tab a couple times. Did that set up what I wanted? No, of course not, because I couldn't really see it. Now, can I change this? Yeah, it's not letting me. Yeah, let's come here, cancel this order. Now give me another one, and it was what? Let's, yeah, like here. Yeah, there we go. All right, and we'll move more forces in there before but that'll get them going down to the south here, right? So hopefully they'll help with busting out of this tight front, and then they'll head this way, and then these guys will head to the northern prong, right? All right, so there we go. So now the other thing we want to consider, yeah, well, let's play some time forward and see how it goes. Hopefully these guys don't get, once England and France start like protecting people, I'm just hoping they, now they're protected by England, and we just burnt the points. Good, you know. That's annoying. All right, so yeah, cancel. And we don't get any points back, right? Nope. So now we can't do anything. They got us boxed in, at least until the war starts kicking on. Now can we? Yeah, well, let's head back over to Bulgaria, I guess. Yeah, let's pause. Yeah, details. And it's not 1939 yet. Yeah, I'm not sure what's the best thing to get. What can we do here? This is 38, but really not too worried about those things. Armor, artillery. Yeah, I think I'd like to get a support company. Let's go with like field hospital. I like that one a lot. So we'll research field hospital. Insufficient resources. I'm okay with -1 steel. All right, so let's reorganize these troops, and we're going to set them to a front line with Bulgaria. Yeah, that's a bummer. That really is. And then, yeah, I guess we can just leave this sort of undefended, right? Let's set these guys to, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think for right this minute, let's just have them sit in Greece, right? Then eventually we'll have these guys join them once they get trained up. Well, we can actually, yeah, I don't want too many troops in there sucking down, the supply, so we might as well just keep them a little bit spread out, right? So hopefully nobody attacks us from over here, because we'd have to it's a long hike through all of our mountains. All right, so let's play time forward, and hopefully we can justify on Bulgaria. How much will that end up costing us? Yeah, we need 15 more political power. So hopefully as soon as we do these, they don't. Why didn't we cancel? Okay, let's go back to this army and right. And aren't you guys no divisions? So I think if we select this and then control click, right? Yeah, there we go. So all the divisions are heading up there now. And we need 40 some points here. Yeah, that's a real bummer. That's exactly why I attacked. I didn't think that they would start protecting these guys this early. Well, let's hope nobody protects Bulgaria or Yugoslavia. We'll head up this way. And I don't mind if Germany and France were a little bit more likely to go to war, right? But they're not even like enemies with each other necessarily right now. Right? So it's, like, let's see, maybe we can take over some stuff up this way. How about, okay, Czechoslovakia has got its own problems probably with Germany in the near future, but we'll see what happens. Okay, we got points. Let's see if we can't justify a war goal against Bulgaria. I don't know if it matters. Let's go for Sofia. Good. All right. So now, how are these guys doing? Okay. Let's pause for a second and support equipment. Yeah, I don't want to jump ahead of the things. I'm not worried about paratroopers. Well, we could do more of these. Why don't we get the artillery thing now that we're making some? So that when 1939 does come around, we can start working on the improved artillery kind of right away. All right, there we go. So what is missing equipment? Oh, that's right. Fighter and close air support. We're not too worried about that. But yeah, we're getting some more. We have a positive there. Now, how is our? Oh, let's start time up again. How is our troop training going? It's going most wonderfully. We'll let them train up. I don't know if there's a benefit to letting them train. Do they use less equipment or no equipment? Like, is there a benefit to leaving them in here versus training them otherwise, right? Another guarantee in them. The worst part is that I'm just burning points. I don't want to attack a country. Yeah. I just can't attack a country that's, I don't know why they're just running around blocking me every time I try to justify against somebody. They're blocking me, right? Yeah, I think I just need to. Yeah, I need to think about it, but I don't see. I just don't see us attacking these guys. Not at this point. I think we just need to start strengthening up, and I don't. We're burning through our political power for no real gain. I mean, if we were going to do anything, we'd just go in and attack France here, right? Drive them out of the peninsula. But I know, as soon as I do that, we're going to end up with a whole bunch of British people attacking us all over here, right? If not a whole bunch of French people. And I need them to get, going with the German Reich and get them fighting with each other. Yeah, so that's it. We're in a holding building pattern now, until we can get strengthened up to the point where we could fight. They just really blocked like all of my plans. I guess there's a chance that we might not end up in war, but I'm just too exposed. A little bit less exposed if we did attack Bulgaria, but yeah, so let's go over here and we'll get another armament slot going. So that means not recruit and deploy, but yeah, do we want to get a military? Yeah, we'll do the same thing again, where let's get something motorized going, right? And there we go, unassigned troops. So now what I want to do here is let's change the symbol of this guy. I like to make it the pitchfork, which could be considered a trident, but let's call it a pitchfork for our purposes, and we'll make them green because this will be our training battalion, right? So when we get these unassigned troops here, we'll put them in the training battalion. Oh yeah, look, we got 9 of them in one shot. Right, and we'll take this guy out. Oops, that's not what I meant to click. Let's click this guy back out, and we'll put him. Oh no! Back in there. This guy out. Come on, and put him into here because he's already trained up, right? And as far as those guys, yeah, I guess they can patrol Greece. We probably should. I think at some point, I think we're going to go back to the justify on Iraq thing. Yeah, let's click these guys. Let's cancel all of their orders. And I think we're going to go, if we can, and attack Iran. And yeah, and we'll just go from there. Now our training army is not actually training anybody, so let's get them training. And let's go take a look at our recruitment. Yeah, so now it's going to be like 16 troops for there. We want to get like 2 full armies. So this one's going to be full, and that's going to be 16 troops plus another 5. So let's train. Yeah, okay, so that's. You know what, we can do this, right? And then we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And a couple extras not going to hurt us. And we'll set the same location for now. But yeah, this way we'll have, I think we need to leave this secondary army over here to protect against. So, I think we will go back to justifying against Iraq, but we need to be prepared for France and whatnot to attack us from behind. So that'll be probably for the next episode, but we'll get some more fast forwarded until we're ready to go. And I'm a little bit nervous even about that because our troops really overall aren't that strong. Okay, these guys are just about done. So we will. As soon as they get done there, we'll join them into the other army. 97%. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about attacking Iraq, but I think we're going to have to try it. It might be. I wonder if it's because the war tension is so high. Why is the war tension so high? It's like our own fault. In part, look, because of all this justifying we're doing. Oh no, that lowered it. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's certainly a large part our fault. Though Germany did bump it up real recently too, right? Yeah. See, we did cut it off. All right, okay, these guys can now join. All right, so now they're a pretty strong army. Now what I'm going to do is this army, yeah, I want to spread them out a little bit. Let's take them off of here, and we're going to have them like kind of split up, even though it might be better to split them up eventually into two separate forces depending on what happens. The only other problem is, you know, they're going to be kind of divided, but I think we need to divide because we won't know. Now the other thing is we take our chance of France coming in here. Yeah. Maybe we spread. Okay, yeah, let's see. All right, this is the industrial research. So what I'm thinking of is keeping this guy towards industry. We're going to want to get some rubber here. So let's go ahead and do synthetic oil, right? And that'll get us going on that. All right, so let's see how it goes. Now, yeah, now who's depending? You know what, I'm thinking maybe we change this up right away. You know, delete all the orders and put them on the border with France. Right? Now, how is our training army doing? Oh, we got one guy we can take out of there. Yeah. And then I think that we're just going to try to produce, they may not be their own armies, but we're going to try to produce some like home guard, I guess you could call them. Like, yeah, I mean, we're doing pretty well with the manpower, so let's do this. Let's double up on that one, right? And then how are we doing on production? Yeah, we still need a good amount, but yeah, so let's we're gonna justify a war goal. I know I'm dithering about that, but to heck with it. You live once in life, right? Let's see what happens. We're gonna try to take France's possessions here. Now, is there something we could do? Yeah, let's do something with Germany. Can we? Military access, offer docking rights, non-aggression pact. Yeah, let's see. Will they join our faction? They will accept. Okay. So that might be real good, right? Because now if we're in the same faction, they might go to war with France or something. All right, so let's pause this now because, yeah, we're done. We're done our effort. Do we have? No, we don't have 50 factories, so we can't do this one yet. Militarism will give us more people. It's really not a bad one to get. Yeah, let's see if this will stack. Do we get 10%? We're already getting 5%. Because of the extended conscription. So let's just see if that will help us. Our problem really is more factories and production. Right? So how are we doing there? Yeah, now that we're getting into a war footing here, which means we want to switch to war economy pretty soon. But I want to build in an area that I don't think we're going to get taken over. That's already full. Let's build a bunch more war factories, right? That'll only help us. So how are we doing on that? Good. We're producing more infantry equipment. I think we're in pretty good shape. We'll increase these in the near future. Now, how long do we have to wait for this war goal? March 18th. Okay. Well, let's do before the war actually starts, and then we'll, you know, hopefully Yeah, let's go really fast forward. And then we'll call this an episode pretty shortly here. We're going to have another research to do. Let's pause it. Details. All right, so we're really, we really want 1939. And I think in light of, we're still working on our land doctrine. It would be nice to get the tanks, but we burn all those. I like logistics company. Let's just get that, right? It's not necessarily the most important thing to get, but yeah, let's just get it. So we're going to go into March, so okay, no longer get the effects of nationalism. I think I'm okay with that. Let's pause. Let's see, they're all trained up. All right, so, well, there goes our training army. Sorry, we created a new one. Yeah, these guys are about to deploy. They'll need to be trained up. And so, let's see, we'll have 8 more troops. This will be like 5 more and 3. So pretty shortly, we'll have a few extra troops to set out here. Now, we're going to need a lot of equipment to get these guys. Let's see, how are we doing on our support equipment here? Not nearly enough. Once you get, we definitely need a lot of infantry equipment going, but let's get that going too, like, because I would really like to add that if we can before this war. We have a lot of time. Okay, slow down. Field hospital is done. Delay is done. Good. Not the most, leg infantry. Good. Plus 10%. That's a very good thing to get. And we have one choice. So let's go for mobile defense. And we're going to keep, those things are just definitely not going to hurt us there. So we're getting close to that, but we're not there. I guess we could do, anti-tank is not a bad thing to have, especially if we start fighting the British or the French. Obviously we're fighting Germany, that's really important, but anti-tank is, let's go with that, because that does fit in with, the future of artillery. So we got 24 days for this. How are we doing? Militarism's coming along. When is that coming? I think the next thing will be fuel storage. So we'll try to keep going with this. So we have troops. Let's go gather them up and put them into their own, once again, training army, and actually get them training. Let's just do this real quickly. So that's research. A lot of stuff happening real quickly there. Yeah, so good. Germany's starting to fire up, which should get some of the attention off of us, right? All right, details. How many internationals will there be? Okay, so I think, okay, let's check this out. Can we get, when it comes to, here. Yeah, look, I think we got to 10%, so we should get, like, really good, like, manpower shouldn't be our problem, which is, for, a size we are, it shouldn't be a problem. So now, military youth, these things are good to get, too, But let's jump over. This will give us another land doctrine bonus, which will be a good thing to get in the future. All right, so let's keep going. Want to get up to, like I said, kind of getting a little bit longer episode than normal, but I'd like to get up to the point where we can start the war. doing with construction? Yeah, we planned plenty of that. Production. Yeah, see, why do we need so many for reinforcements? Okay, let's see. Is it because of training? Yeah, these guys should be done pretty shortly. And we're still justifying. Let's just... these guys added in. There we go. And then we'll take these guys, move them into there. So we're up to 21 on this army, which is good. All trained up well. And how are we doing on our training? Yeah, we're down to these guys, which, let's see, we're going to take 4 of them, and then we have another 8 planned, which is pretty good because that should give us like 8 troops to sit back as a home guard, and then 2 full armies, you know, because I have a feeling France may try to attack us from here, and if they don't, that's fine, but we still have a good defensive force even if something happens here, and then hopefully our home guard can slow down anything that happens over here if like Britain or somebody amphibious attacks us, right? All right, so there we go. So that's the plan. And how are we doing here? We're just, yeah, we're short of steel. Yeah, let's go back over to trade. I thought we were making more steel. Yeah, can we not trade that to them? Or does it just not matter? Yeah, so... yeah, we don't really want to be... oh, yeah, let's see. Are we buying it from... yeah, we want to get it from like the German Reich if we can, right? There we go. So let's see what that does when we... good. Because we should have some factories pretty shortly on the way. We want to keep producing those equipments. Good. Motorized is getting stronger, but we don't have that rubber. We really need the rubber. Alright, so we'd also have to get the army effort, so yeah, we got this automatically because we already had motorized. So in other words, we didn't have to research it because it wouldn't have done us any good. So, you know, we could have gotten this first, would have been smart in some ways. But let's get equipment effort, right? Because we know we're going to want that Sten gun at some point in the very near future. And that will give us a bonus towards that. And then, yeah, research is good. Equipment effort. Now we got 1 day for towed anti-tank. Details. Yeah, we're not quite at 1939, though it might be worth, you know, jumping the gun a little bit. Let's wait on the Sten thing, even if we were going to jump the gun. And, yeah, I hate to, you know, like the research right now, we're like ahead of it in a sense, but in the near future we won't be. And, yeah, so we'll be able to get a land doctrine bonus once we get done that. Yeah, there's no real benefit here. All right, let's just keep, well, we can't keep going with this until we get that done. You know what we can do, though? We can do excavation. Yeah, let's do excavation. What do we got here? Modify the government. Yeah, I was falling behind in that. We are going to do war economy. Very good. And that should really help us with the number of factories that we have here building things. Which means we, you know, as we consider building, that's why it's sort of ramped up, you know, more and more, you know, military factories as opposed to the civilian ones. Army logistics, yeah. Now we're really close to. Yeah, recon company's really not a bad one to get, and it's. Like I said, that's only 0.6 years, but I want to get that bonus, right? So, yeah, like how many days do we have for this? This is like 24 days. So yeah, let's wait till we get that bonus on that one. Just because I think in the long run it'll actually be shorter, right? I think the one that I would do, because we're so close to the date anyway, let's do improved artillery. Right, that's the one I really want to add to our armies. Let's come here and select all these guys and get them into our training force. Yep. Good. Yeah, equipment effort. How many? We got some days now. Now, when is our actual war justification ready to go? In March 18th. And we got more troops up here. Yeah, get in there and start training, buddy. Where's our training going? Oh, we only have 2 divisions. Yeah, they still won't let us train anymore. We are currently allowed 24 and training 0. Up there we go. Yeah, so now when we get another research, we can. Yeah, let's get Doctrine effect at that point. I think we'll have 2 bonuses for Doctrine at that point, I hope. And what is this? Missing equipment production. Yeah, we've had that forever. No template. Yeah, well, we definitely want to add that. How are we doing? Insufficient resources. That's all right. We're falling behind on steel, but I'm okay with that. And rubber, well, we're kind of working on that a little bit. Yeah, good. We're getting our infantry equipment caught. I'd like to have some extra before we start this war. And what did we say? Well, we just need a lot of support equipment. So hopefully we can get a bunch more made before this war. We only got another month or so, a month and a half before the war starts, so I don't know if we should add that engineering battalion to these guys or not. But that was pretty quick. Yeah, good. All right, so let's go to details. Yeah, that was really quick. I didn't expect that. What is this? Infantry and weapons? Yeah, no, we want this guy. Good, we'll get that. Yeah, that's just like well, no, that's an equipment thing that we'll have to upgrade. So we probably won't have that ready for this war, but let's see. Doctorate effort. Things were popping up awful quick at me. Let's get this straightened out, right? Yeah, so let's get these guys not in there. Well, actually, we want let's just do these 3. We're going to head over to there, and then these guys are going to form their own new army. And I'm not sure why does it always pick the same colors? I don't know. Let's do an orange army, right? It's kind of different than the rest of them. And we'll do like a little defensive castle symbol. And then we'll take Joe Schmo here. Even though he is the worst defensively, he's a hill fighter. We'll put him in charge of our 3rd army. And then our 3rd army's job is going to be... I think I'm going to have him hang out like here. They really should probably hang out like here as well, right? Neither place being ideal, but then they could react to either situation, right? And then these guys, we need to start getting a plan. Yeah, I think we're going to do an offensive plan to go there. But then I want to hit Alt. And can I... Yeah, I kind of want you to go like right through the middle of the map there. Yeah, that's good. And then you, we want to get you your fancy plan. So let's get him to go to here, right? Yeah, just drive right to there, and then let's do another plan. Click and hold on Baghdad and hit Tab. And then click and hold on, oops. Click and hold on whatever this is. There we go, right? So you're just going to march right down that way. Yeah, hopefully we can overwhelm them fast enough without getting bogged down in these hills. Baghdad's a little bit of a tricky place to attack, just because, you know, you got to cross a river or you have to fight into these hills. So we're just going to play this by ear a little bit once the attack starts. And then we're going to plan on France attacking us. If they don't, we'll just have to, that's okay, right? Because then these troops will be there for whatever kind of defense. And these guys will just be there to help slow down any kind of a amphibious assault, I hope. All right, so let's fast forward a little bit more. This will be our longest episode yet, but I want to get ready for the war. Get all these... okay, stop. We're awful close. I think this is... Let's just see if we can clear up some of these. No template. Yeah, support artillery. We don't have enough to really add it. If we had different kinds of troops, we could do it. But I think we're just going to hold off for now. I don't want to weaken them right as we're about to start a war, right? And I think we'll do more harm than good. That we're not worried about. Modify the government, yes. Industrial concern, industrial research speed, land doctrine research. Yeah, you know what? Let's do, we already did artillery design. Let's start doing some tank design, right? Even though, yeah, we'll start like throwing in some tank design, even though that might not be the best choice in some other ways. High command, yeah, that's not going to help us that much. Yeah, the other thing that would have probably helped is get this war industrialist going. Yeah, that might have been the better choice, but now it's too late. Okay, we're okay with that. Yeah, you want to join him. Yeah, there we go. So that gets rid of that message. No division in basic training. Yeah, I'm aware of that, and I think that that's just going to be the way it is. Just because we're about to start a war, and I just want to build up some more infantry equipment. I don't necessarily want it to go into... I think we have as many troops as we're going to have, and I want them to be in reasonably good shape, the ones we have, right? And if the war drags on, then we'll have to deal with it. But insufficient resources, yeah, 1 rubber and 2 steel, I'm okay with that deficit. So there you go. We're pretty much ready or not. Here we come, another war, right? And I'm a bit nervous, but we did join the faction, so, hopefully that will keep us from, that might dissuade France from getting involved in our war. And if it does, that's good, because we'll take over Iraq, which was sort of our plan from the beginning, even though we ended up burning some political power to get back to the same place we started, right? But I didn't realize that they would block me every single time I tried to justify against somebody. So we have a little bit of an annoyance with with France and Britain at this point that's making them our definite enemy. All right, well, we'll worry about that in the next episode, and hopefully the war won't take as long as this episode did, right? All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.